great vintage. Today's DIY is all about paper flowers. We're gonna be making some paper flowers, getting ready for our next vintage market, and I wanted to show you how I did it. Zeb used cardstock to make this paper flower, and he made his own templates. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make a template and how to glue it all together. Okay, so we're gonna start with our 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and we're gonna be cutting that in half, which means 5.5 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that in half. And then you take and you fold your paper in half. And then you draw your template, which I already have one done. I want my petals to have this shape. And I'm just gonna take it and cut it out, fold it in half. That way I only have to draw the one side and they'll match. Okay. So I've got this size. Zeb already made one. This is the largest size and the next size down. And then I'm gonna be making 2 smaller ones. And really, there's not an exact range. You're gonna wanna make them about 1 inch smaller on each one. So you have 4 templates total. And I'm gonna start off by making 7 of the first petal and then going down from there. Really, you can use as many as you want. So I've got them all made and now I'm gonna trace them. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all my paper in half. That way I've got the correct size for my templates. Okay, so I'm gonna be making 7 of these. So I'm just gonna trace out, and I cut about 2 at a time. And that way I can get more done, but not so many that it's not neat. Okay, so I've got 7 of each size, and I have 4 different sizes, and I went ahead and I curled each individual petal. I'm gonna show you how to do that. You could use a pencil. I'm using a glue stick because I have these out because we're gonna be using them in a minute, and I feel like it works a little better. You just take it and roll it over the end, just a little bit, and that's how you curl them. And you can do it a little more or a little less, depends on the look that you're going for. The next step that we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting on the bottom of our petals about 1.5 inches. You can go anywhere from like 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches depending on the size of the petal and how far you want it to curl. So it's up to you. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the gluing of the petals. If you want them to be an outside curl, you're going to fold them like this. And if you want them to be an inside curl, you flip them over and fold them like this. So I'm gonna do 2 outside and 2 inside, but you can really do it however you want. You can also, if you want to, you can take and roll the edges of your flower this way and keep that pointy out that way. It just really depends on the look you're going for. I'm gonna use my hot glue gun and just put a bead of glue on here. You could also use craft glue and tape to hold it in place while it dries. I'm not patient, so I'm just using hot glue because it dries fairly quickly. I'm gonna do this to these 7 petals and these 7 petals, and the little ones I'll do the opposite direction. So this is our last little one. This one we're folding on the inside with the curl folding in. And I'm just doing that. Now that we've got them all glued like this, I'm going to start assembling the flower. So I'm going to be cutting out my circle, and this is what all my petals are going to be attached to. I just used a cup and traced the bottom of it. And nobody will see it, so if it's not perfect, that's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue and put a dab around the edge and do 2 petals at a time. Slightly overlapping. While those are drying, I'll go ahead and work my way around. Now I'm going to do layer 2 the exact same way, a few petals at a time. Okay, now we're doing layer 3. These ones, the tip is rolling inside, and it'll kind of look like a flower just starting to bloom, not all the way open. So this is the center, and I'm gonna do this outside of my flower because it's getting pretty tight in there. So I'm just gonna overlap each one and come around in a circle. Okay, so now this is done, and I'm gonna put glue down on the bottom here and put it inside. So I've got another sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, and I cut it in half, and now I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to cut this all the way down, but I'm gonna leave about 1/4 of an inch bottom on it. You don't want to cut all the way through. So now that we have all of our cuts in both of our papers, I kind of like to take it and go like this to it. It just makes it a little bit more pliable and easy to roll, so it's not so harsh when you roll it. And then you're just going to take a spot of glue and start here. I just kind of put a line there and roll it in. I'm just going to keep rolling all the way through, and then when I'm all the way done, I'll put some more glue. Okay, now I'm to the end. I'm going to add some glue, and then I'm going to take my second sheet and do the same thing with my second sheet. I'm going to put a dab of glue at the end and hold it till it dries. Now that we've got to this point, I'm just gonna take the edges and just kind of open up my blossom here till you get it to what you want it to look like. Then you're gonna take and put a whole ton of glue on the bottom, and this is gonna kind of hold it together as well as secure it to our flower. Then you're gonna take it and you're gonna put it down in the middle of your flower and hold till that glue is dry. I put a lot of glue, so it's gonna take about a minute. Alright guys, my flower is all complete. I'm going to take this same pattern and mimic it in different sizes and shapes to get some varying flowers. If you want to see my finished project, be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Jami Ray Vintage. Thanks for watching, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more DIY. Okay guys, I wanted to show you one more technique that you can do. You can actually use chalk paint to add color to your flowers. It adds kind of a unique texture. I just have my chalk paint really watered down in here, and it's on a pretty low pressure setting, and I'm going to do it from kind of far away because I don't want to put too much on there.